Alright, so I've had this gun for a little bit. I shot it, and here's some things that I would change about this gun. I think it's kind of neat that Mossberg went the whole tactical lever gun route. It's kind of neat. Some people hate it, some people love it. And I'm kind of half and half on it. It's kind of neat, but there'd be some things I'd change. And after shooting this for a while, I think it would be a bigger seller, just from my layman's opinion here. It would be a better seller if it had these changes. So the first thing I want to address is the rails. I think the rails are actually on one of the worst spots that you can put them on a lever gun. They have them right here, which isn't a, I get what they were trying to do, and it does give a little bit more meat to grip onto. You put some rail covers on and it actually makes it pretty comfortable. But what I would have done is I'd have put rail sections up here. That makes more sense. Have a black synthetic handguard right here, put a rail section up here and one down here. Maybe move the sling swivel to a point where it's connected onto the rail, so that way if I wanted to run a light, I could put it up here on the side, then I can actuate it with my thumb. It would make a lot more sense to have a light up here versus back here. Also, if you wanted to put anything else on there, it would make more sense to do it up here. Some people say they like the rails here for like hand grips, or vertical hand grips, or bipods, whatever. To each their own. But I think as a gun coming from the factory, I think they would do better putting it up there. The other point of contention for this thing, the stock. If it was me, I'd offer this in two models. I'd have the model just like this with this style of stock for the folks that want a collapsible style stock. Then I'd have another model that has a synthetic black stock. And that synthetic black stock would have a short length of pull, but I would have it adjustable at the end of the stock. So only the butt would come out. You can maybe loosen a screw or something. You can adjust the length of pull, or you could add spacers in to adjust the length of pull and have that come from the factory. And one thing I would add with that is I think it would be, what I'd like to see would be a synthetic stock, but you can have an add-on where you can put a shell carrier on it. Like a little plastic or Kydex, you can order from the factory or something, just a couple screws and some pre-drilled holes with some metal inserts or something. You can screw it right on, screw it in, and then you have a spot for about 5 shells. I think that would look awesome on a tactical lever gun. The internals and everything, the action and everything's pretty good. It was a little stiff when I first got it, but it's worked out pretty good. This one doesn't like soft points a whole lot if I cycle fast, so I don't know if it's an issue with just this gun or the model in general. From what I heard from a lot of people that have the Mossberg lever guns, they work really good, so I don't know. But just making sure the action is slicked up and smooth. Another thing is, I don't know if Mossberg can do this, but it would be kind of neat to see there's the length of throw right there for the lever in order to cycle the action all the way back. Now, a common thing in cowboy action shooting is they have those short stroke kits. What they do is they short stroke the gun, so that way you only have to lever the gun like right to here or something like that instead of all the way out to here. So it makes it a little easier to lever the gun a little bit faster. I think if you wanted to do a tactical type application for a lever gun, I think that would be an awesome addition to the gun. Change the internals just a little bit and make it a shorter throw, which equates to a little bit faster action, and I think that would be a good thing. I don't know how well that would translate for a 30-30. It'd probably be easier with the handgun cartridges. Which brings me to my other thing that I would change, or I would offer if I went with the tactical lever gun, is instead of it being a 30-30, I would make it a handgun cartridge. I would make it, you can do 357 is a good one, because 357 you can shoot 38s out of. That would be my first choice. Make it a 357, you can shoot 38s. You can also do 45 if you want. That's kind of a more classic. But, if you had these in 357 or 38, or 357 and 38, it would be an epic home defense carbine, in my opinion. because you couple that with the size. I'd keep the size pretty much the same. I like the short length of the barrel, but you figure this holds 5 rounds. Think of how many more rounds this would hold if you ran a 357 in it, or if you just loaded it with like 38 plus P ammunition. Because if you think about it, a 38 plus P round out of a 16-inch barrel, and you have a lot of rounds on hand, this would be a very, very viable home defense gun. Very low recoiling, very low muzzle blast. You still get a 38 plus P out of a full-size barrel. You get the good velocity, and all that good stuff. I just think it would make sense. So that's just some of the things I would change. Not really too. I wouldn't be too worried about putting rails or anything up top for a dot. I think keeping these sights. I do like the high vis sights that come on this. I think it's pretty cool, and I think a good thing to offset these would be just having a rail up here and being able to mount a flashlight on the side. So that's just some of the things that I would change about this, and I'd like to change these things. And I thought about working on them myself, but then again, I don't know. I might pick another lever gun platform in the future, something that is chambered in 357 38 caliber, like a Rossi or something like that. Go find something good out there and then work on that one. So that's enough yakking out of me. That's just some of the things I do. Otherwise, the gun's pretty good. Not going to complain too much. Some feeding issues I experienced with it, so more to follow on that. But otherwise, it's a neat little shooter. If anything, it's fun to take out to the range. All right, thanks a lot for watching.